asked me to remind you when it was 10 o'clock.
I did?
The mayor, remember?
Oh, yes, that's the time he said he'd be here, wasn't it? I thought I'd be out front, give his honor a big hello when he drove up. Come on. Tell me, Britt, what's on your mind?
It's about Sabrina.
Sabrina? Fine girl. Good newspaper woman. Think a lot of Sabrina.
I hear the two of you are planning on getting married soon.
Well, now, you don't want to believe everything you hear, and yet, on the other hand, why shouldn't you?
We better get back to the party. Look! It's the Green Hornet!
Hello, Mr. Reed. You and the Sentinel have wanted to have a showdown for a long time now. And now you're going to have it. Goodbye, Mr. Reed.
Kill, not Uncle Simon. It's all your fault.
Frank, you look like you haven't any sleep.
So do you.
I haven't. I've been trying to figure this out.
No? What's the figure? Whoever this imposter is, he's out to get you. The fact that he killed the wrong man last night isn't going to keep him from making another attempt on your life.
I suppose not. If he got the wrong man.
Oh, if? What are you talking about? He said you were the one he was after. Everybody heard him.
I know, and that's what bothers me. Why did he make such a point in announcing that I was the one he intended to kill? Why didn't you shoot and get it over with? And how did he miss me? He was right in front of me at point-blank range.
Yeah, that is strange.
I think this phony Green Hornet got the man that he intended to kill, Simon Neal.
Well, what about all the attacks on the Sentinel?
It was just a smokescreen, Frank, a cover-up to make everybody believe exactly what they do believe. That Simon Neal's death was just a tragic accident.
To make it so open and shut, the police wouldn't even bother to investigate.
Exactly. The perfect murder, if it worked.
Yeah, but who, Britt? Who?
I told you that Dan Scully suspects that Sabrina Bradley was the one behind the attack.
Oh, I can't move on anything as flimsy as that.
That's right, you can't. But the Green Hornet, the real Green Hornet, can. And he's going to.
Mr. Reed.
Yes?
Dan Scully is here.
Oh, show him in.
Come on in, Dan.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Dan. Have a seat. You said the other day you weren't happy at the Express.
That's right, not with a managing editor like Sabrina.
How would you like to come back to work for the Sentinel?
You mean that?
As of right now, you're on the payroll. Your first assignment is to work with me on Simon Neal's murder.
Murder?
That's right, Dan, murder.
But you were the one the Green Hornet tried to kill last night.
Take my word for it. I was just a decoy. Simon Neal was the intended victim all along.
But why? The guy was a silly old fool, but he was harmless enough. Now, who'd want him dead?
That's what I want you to help me find out.
What about Sabrina Bradley?
You tell me.
Well, there's been talk around the office that Neal was going to dump her. Bring in a new managing editor, some big shot from New York.
Check it out, Dan. See if there's any truth to it.
Okay. What about Melissa Neal? She ought to know whether her uncle was going to marry Sabrina.
She might. I'll have a talk with her.
want to know if Uncle Simon was going to marry Sabrina Bradley?
That's right.
No, Mr. Reed, he was not.
You're sure?
He told me so himself. I know what people thought of him, but he wasn't as foolish as he seemed. He knew he was just the top rung on the ladder as far as Sabrina was concerned. Now that the Daily Express is mine, I'm going to pull that ladder right out from under her.
Daily Sentinel? Mr. Reed, please. Hello? This is Felix Garth speaking. May I talk to Mr. Reed, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Reed isn't in.
Oh, I see. Well, perhaps I could leave a message.
Yes, of course. Yes, I'll see that he gets it. Thank you very much.
Mr. Reed's residence.
Cato, let me speak to Mr. Reed, please.
He's not here. I'll have him call you when...
I'm here, Cato.
Wait a minute. Here he is now. Miss Case.
Yes, Miss Case?
You had a call a few moments ago from Felix Garth.
Felix Garth? Now, what would the society columnist of the Daily Express want with me?
Well, I don't know, but he said it was important, and he asked if you could come to his apartment at 11 tonight.
What's his address?
He lives at the Shelton Arms on Clybourne Boulevard.
Okay, thanks, Miss Case.
Dan, did you want something?
No, I just came by to see Mr. Reed. I'll come back later.
All right.
Do you still want to use the black duty tonight?
Yes. I have an appointment at 11. But that still gives us time to pay a visit to Sabrina Bradley. Still at it, Miss Bradley?
I'll be leaving in a few minutes, Henry.
Yes, ma'am.
The Green Hornet.
But are you sure which one, Miss Bradley?
What do you mean?
Am I the real Green Hornet? Or the imposter you created to attack the Daily Sentinel, then kill Simon Neal?
I don't know what you mean.
I've heard differently. I don't like to be accused of crimes I haven't committed. So I'm warning you. You and your partner better stop playing games.
Put your hands up. Keep them up and don't try any tricks.
We better get off the streets, Cato. Head for home. I'll change clothes and go see Felix Garth.
Right.